Okay. Uh, Okay. Good afternoon again to those of you who just joined. Um, I want you to do a pre-read in Canvas to ecological tolerance. We're going to look at that. I got a short video for you to do, and then we're going to work in the AP classroom. Uh, Van and Sadie, when we get to the AP classroom, I need you all, Miss Martin needs you to, hold on, let me say this because the third person that I need is just entering. Okay, because I need three of you. The others have already done this. All righty. Okay. All right, there you go. Hello, Jada. How you doing? All right, so Van, Sadie, and Jada. Um, it is important today that you log into the AP classroom and sign up for the AP test. And I'm going to give you a code. Just give me a minute. Let me unshare. All right. Before I unshare, everybody should be in Canvas reading over ecological tolerance because that's what we're going to do today. All right. Van, Sadie, and Jada, I need to give you a code. So let me go back and get that code for you. And uh, okay. So let me give you some instructions here. Okay. And I'm going to put this in the chat. And this is not for everybody. This is for those who are signing up to take the exam. Three of you have already done this already. This is for, okay. All right. So this is for Van, Jada, and Sadie. I just put the link in the chat for you all. So you want to go to my AP classroom, click on join class, and you're going to enter the code so that you sign up for the exam. And that has to be done today. And then once you're in there, you could leave it open. Where's the code? I just sent it. I'll send it to you again. You not see the code? Okay, hold on. I'll send the information again. There it is. All right. Did everybody get the code? Did I not send it? I did not send it. That's why. Okay. I put it in the chat and didn't send it. Sorry about that. There it is. Okay. All right. So if the three of you would go into the AP classroom and do that, they would appreciate that very, very much. And that's Jada, Van, and Sadie. All right, it's going to say that you're part of North Side High School because that's this class is connected to that. Okay, thank you, Sadie. I have no way of knowing that you've done it other than you saying that you did it because it's not going to send it back to me. It's going to send it back to the North Side teacher. All right, Van, I see that you're in. All right. And Jada, if you could just let me know. And then y'all could leave that open on the side because we are going to come back to that. So you don't have to close out of that, or at least the classroom. We're going to come back to that in a little while. Okay. All right. That being said, the other thing that you all missed on Wednesday was we opened a discussion. Everybody had a different island that they were doing for um, island biogeography. And so we wanted to share everybody's island. So you needed to have uploaded your assignment to the regular folder, but we also want to share so that everybody gets to see the information from the different islands. So there was a discussion folder opened up so that everyone can share. So you want to post yours and then you want to read everybody else's and make a comment. And so that's worth an additional 5 points for doing that. So that's two separate things that you had to do. You had to upload for your personal grade in your assignment folder for the whole article, and then you want to share it to the discussion page, which is a separate issue. And then you want to read other people's assignment. So I wanted you to be able to see information from the different islands. Each of you did a different island. And let me find my list. I think two of you did not have an assignment. Okay. Here we go. All right. Who didn't do? Journey. You did not have an assigned island. So everybody, I think I got everybody. So do I have Ethan did Jekyll Island, and so did Gabby, who's not here yet. Sea Island was Deborah. Isadora is doing Sable Island, and so is Sadie. Van is doing Wolf Island. Ariana is doing Tybee Island. Kamar is doing St. Simon. Ariana is doing Egg Island. Jade is doing Grover Island. William's doing Cumberland Island. And I hope I didn't miss anybody except Journey. Journey, you can just pick one of the islands, and because we've covered all of them, so we're going to have duplication. So just make sure that you pick one of those and get that assignment in. Okay. All right. So we want to make sure our assignments are in there, doing progress reports. Whatever's in the grade book today is going to be in the progress report. So let's make sure that we're not missing anything. Okay. That being said, that's all what they call bookkeeping or record keeping. Okay. So what I want to do now is share a video with you, and then we're going to do the AP classroom. So give me 1 second to share. Sound.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
It's Mr. Smeeds, and today we'll be covering topic 2.4, which is ecological range of tolerance.
All right, so we're going to just watch the video portion of it. He's talking about an assignment at the end. You've been assigned to do the ones. Okay, somebody's coming in. Hold on. All right, so when we finish this, I'm going to stop it when he's finished just his presentation. He's not going to do, we're not going to do his example. There are 2 examples for you to do in the AP classroom, so you'll be doing those. So we're just watching this as an extra added to our topic of ecological tolerance. All righty. And this kind of goes along with the Canvas assignment I asked you to read over while you were waiting.
Our objective for the day is to be able to describe what ecological tolerance refers to, and we'll be practicing a new skill at the end of today's video, which is reading a passage and identifying the claim of the author. So ecological range of tolerance refers to the range of conditions. So these could be conditions like temperature, salinity, pH, or sunlight that an organism can endure before injury or death. So it's important to note that both species as a whole, also individual organisms have a range of tolerance for all of the different conditions in their environment. Let's look at an example. Salmon have a basic temperature tolerance range of about 6 to 22 degrees Celsius. But some individual salmon are going to have different adaptations that allow them to live slightly outside of those ranges. So again, the basic tolerance range for salmon is going to be about 6 to 22 degrees. But then we'll also have individual salmon themselves, which have slightly different ranges. Another way that we can think about this is how temperature tolerance changes from species to species. So even within the group of fish that are referred to as salmon, we have different subspecies. And so we have 6 subspecies here. And we can see that if we look at this graph, which is going to show us the different temperatures on the x-axis and the aerobic scope on the y, so this is a measure of how well they're using oxygen, we're going to see that different species of salmon have slightly different temperature tolerance ranges. What we have to remember is that the reason that salmon have different temperature tolerances is due to genetic diversity. So we have genetic diversity within a species of salmon so that individual members themselves will have slightly different tolerances. This is going to make the population as a whole more resistant to changes such as global warming that may warm up the body of water they live in.
All right, I wanted to pause it there so that you make note of that definition, genetic diversity, genetic biodiversity. All right, so that goes back to, so we're talking about salmon in general, but if you look up at the graph, he's got 6 different kinds of salmon, and that's due to genetic biodiversity. They're all basically salmon, but they have slight variation. That's like there's, in your family, if there were 6 children, each of you would have slight genetic variations, okay?
So remember this connection back to genetic biodiversity. It's beneficial to a population because some individual salmon will have temperature tolerance ranges slightly outside of that 6 to 22 degrees. So they may survive in these warmer waters that come with global warming. Now we'll talk about 3 different zones that can occur within the range of tolerance for a given species. So first we have the optimal zone. The optimal zone is the range where the organism is able to survive, grow, and reproduce. Think of this as where they thrive or where they would like to be. So if we look at the graph here, what we can see is that we have this optimum range here, and that's where the number of organisms is going to be the highest. So when the pH or temperature for a given species in their habitat is right within this optimum range, we're going to have the largest population size. We're going to have the highest number of individuals surviving because it's in their ideal range. They can survive, but they can also reproduce and grow, so the population should thrive. However, we also have a range that we call the range of physiological stress. So this is going to be the zone or the range where the organism can survive, but they're going to experience some sort of physiological stress. Now this may be something as extreme as infertility or lack of growth or just decreased activity. And so if we look at the graph again here, what we'll see is that as we move further outside of their optimum zone, we have a lot fewer organisms. So there are fewer organisms because the population may not be able to reproduce, the individuals may not be able to develop, and eventually, if the condition, again, such as pH or temperature, shifts so far that we're outside the range of physiological stress, we eventually get to something that we would refer to as the zone of intolerance. So this is the range where the organism will actually die. Now, an important point here is that we don't want to just say that the organism dies or the species can't live here. We should actually cite a specific cause for the die-off. So that could be something like thermal shock. It could be lack of access to food, water, or oxygen. So whenever possible, if we're writing an FRQ or discussing a concept related to ecological tolerance, we want to actually try to name the stressor. We'll talk more about this in a minute. Now we'll talk about some writing tips that are related to using ecological range of tolerance in an FRQ answer. So when you have an FRQ that's about a human activity or a natural event that causes a disturbance, it's a really good idea to try to connect your answer to ecological range of tolerance. And if possible, your case would be even stronger in your answer if you're able to connect the human activity to climate change and therefore global warming. So let's look at a few examples here. electricity generation, transportation, agriculture, all of these release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which drives climate change and therefore warms the Earth, or global warming. When we have global warming, we have a temperature increase that could be outside the range of tolerance for many species. This could cause a population decline in those species. Another example could be connecting it to the ocean. So if we have global warming, we're going to see a rise in ocean temperatures as well. That's going to move the temperature in the ocean outside the range of tolerance for many different fish species, and that's going to result in die-offs because they have moved into this zone of physiological stress and then eventually into the zone of intolerance. Now, another FRQ writing tip to make your answers even stronger is connecting this shift in range of tolerance to a specific physiological stress. So we don't want to just say that the organisms died or the species went extinct or the population collapsed. Our answer will be much stronger if we can actually cite a specific physiological stress. So here are a bunch of examples of physiological stress. We could say that the organism suffocated, so it didn't get enough oxygen in order to survive. We could say that it experienced thermal shock, so the temperature in the water changed so fast that the organism died. We could say that it had a lack of access to water or food or nutrients if we're talking about a plant, or oxygen. So all of these different physiological stressors are good things to cite in your answer instead of just saying the organism died or the population crashed. Let's look at a few examples. If we're talking about global warming, we could connect that to a rise in ocean temperature. Then we could say that that's going to shift the temperature outside the range of tolerance for a fish species. And since global warming increases water temperature and warm water holds less oxygen, fish may end up suffocating due to lack of oxygen. So notice how in red there at the end of the answer, we've actually specifically given a physiological stressor. So instead of just saying it got too warm for the fish, we're connecting it to less dissolved oxygen, and therefore the fish are going to suffocate. We have another example here where we can connect global warming to droughts. So that's going to shift rainfall patterns outside the range of tolerance for different plant species. That's going to result in less soil moisture. And the physiological stress here is that the plant's roots may not be able to take in enough water, and so the plants may die. Again, instead of just saying it got too dry for the plants, we've actually connected it to a more specific physiological stressor, which is lack of water. So the roots are not able to bring the water into the plant that it needs to survive. So again, the big point of emphasis here on FRQs in general, but especially when we're talking about range of tolerance, is be as specific as you can. We don't just want to say it gets too hot for an organism so it dies. We want to try to connect that to a specific physiological stressor. Today's practice skill.
All right, I'm stopping it there. So I wanted to share that with you because you all do have to write essay questions. Or those of you who are signing up for the exam in particular, you're going to be expected to, they'll give you a cue or a prompt, a writing prompt, and you're expected to answer questions based on that. And we're going to start practicing writing those things. And then, like he said, there's a right answer to the question. And then some of you could just say that they suffered stress, and that's a correct answer, but it's not going to get you the full point. You want to be able to say why, be able to connect. They died because. Always explain your answer. All right. So that goes for writing tips. So I do want you to make sure that you read over this page. So what I would need you all to do now is go to your AP Classroom. And you've been assigned, so there are additional videos there. There's 2 other videos there that have, oops, it doesn't like to be idled. It always wants you to log back in. Okay. So you have been assigned 2.4 ecological tolerance. So that in itself is a vocabulary word. What can things tolerate in this in the ecosystem, and what things cause them not to tolerate? And mine is taking its sweet time. But you should also, everybody should be logged into the AP Classroom. And here again, if there's things that you haven't done, there's a couple of you who have some outstanding things in the AP Classroom, please make sure that you are up to date on those. So right now we've done biodiversity. Let me check all the, why is mine taking so long? There we go. Or so I was trying. Hmm. It was there and then it wasn't. All right, but you've been assigned, so you the videos have been assigned, and then the two other exercises, and it grades it so it logs whether you've watched the videos or not. Why does it show up and then don't show up? Hopefully it's working for you. It's not working for me. Let me close that. Maybe I have too many things open. Lose a few things. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that was going on. All right, so you should be, so what we've done so far, introduction to biodiversity, we did ecosystems, we did island biogeography, and so today's assignment is ecological intolerance. All right, so you've been assigned to watch the two videos and to look at these three topic questions. All right, so that's what you need to do today. And again, the answers to these questions are stored in the classroom, and I'll take the grades directly from the AP Classroom. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? So again, today we're doing ecological tolerance. I'll let you watch these videos on your own. All right. Yes. This is due today. And there should be one quiz at the end, so yes. All right, so in answer to the other question about what is due today, you should have submitted your island biogeography. So whatever island you were assigned, that should be submitted. You should have also submitted it to the discussion page so that others can see what you did. So that's was due today. This is today's new assignment. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Everybody's in? All right, I'm going to stop sharing so I can do attendance. All right, and I think this is the first time in a long time we've had 100% attendance today. Marvelous. All right, now when you ask me about is there one quiz, you have 3 reading assignments and each of them has a small quiz at the end. All right, so just to be clear, you are assigned 2 videos to watch and 3 articles with questions to answer. And yes, as always, the question is always when we finish, are we done? You are done if everything else that you need to submit for in the gradebook is done. So that means if you've done your island biogeography activity, yes, you are done. Hate the way this makes me sign in every time. All right, so you're watching the two videos and you're answering the three topic questions. Three topic questions. Three topic questions. So you're reading aardvarks in the Kalahari Desert, bull trout article, Gulf of Mexico hypoxia zone. And each of those have questions that follow. So yes, that's all that you are assigned to do today. And yes, the AP Classroom gives you credit for watching the videos. So it does record if you watch them or not, and then answers the three questions associated with the topic articles. So yes, your quiz score is made up of three questions. So you get a grade out of 3. And since we have 100% attendance today, I will make sure that these scores are in the gradebook today. Hmm, you're right. It's not even on my end. Can you refresh your page, Journey? Did that help? 'Cause it's not recording it for me either. It's starting to, because so where it was blank before, unless you just started to watch it again. Because now I'm seeing 3%, whereas it was blank before. Okay, well, just keep watching because it's registering now. All right, and if you finish early, don't forget to go to the discussion and look at other people's posts for their island discussion. It should show that you have read somebody else's post. Yes, reply just by saying interesting or nice article or, no, not a whole lot of conversation, but just indicate that you did read it. All right. And Gabrielle, you need to post yours. I see you have it in discussion, but also post it in the assignment box. And they should have pictures, folks. They should have pictures. So please post, and Gabrielle, please post yours also in the assignment box.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're supposed to post it in Canvas and in the discussion as well?
Yes, please.
Do I need to add a picture or?
Add a picture to, yeah, you could add it both places. Both places be fine.
Okay.
All right. Yes, Journey. So now you just need to do the 3 reading assignments. S- So, so it gives you credit. So according to this, everybody has watched the 2 videos. So I have credit for everybody. And then most of you, Ethan and Izzy have completed the quizzes. Everybody else needs to do the 3 reading assignments and the quizzes. So it's 1 quiz for each assignment and it adds up to 3. 1 question for each reading passage that add up to 3. All right, that's what my book is showing. And I'm creating the folder for that right now. All right, and so I'm setting that, since everybody's here today, I'm setting that due date for today. So please complete this before you do anything else. Okay, let me refresh my page. Yes. Yes, Gabrielle, yes. Come to think of it, Jada, I don't see you on the list at all. Jada, go to your home page. All right, let me pull this up and go through this with you. Because really, you're not on my roll at all. So no, I don't think you are in the right place. Okay, that come home. Okay, so if you go to your home page, and this might be a refresher for everybody if you forget what to do, and go to class resources. Okay, down here it says AP Classroom. So you want to use that link to get in, and that's the code to get into this class. All right, so Journey, let me know, because yes, you're not on my roll at all, as far as I can tell. All right, so under class resources from the home page, you should see AP Classroom, the link and the code to get in. All right, so and I stopped sharing so that I can go back and check again. Oh no, you are in. You just probably were in the wrong place. You're in, you're on my roll. You just have some outstanding things you need to do. So you need to do 2.3 and finish the quiz for the one you're in now. 2.4 and go back and do 2.3. A couple of other, while y'all are in there, let me also, actually that was Jada. Jada, yeah, Jada, I don't have, you've registered, but I don't have any scores for you at all. That was Jada, not Journey. I'm sorry. Journey, you're okay. It's Jada who should have been talking to. You registered, but you have not done any of the activities. So we've so far done 2.1, 2, 3, and this is 4. Some of the let's see who else can check. Gabrielle, you can check on 2.2. Sadie. Yes, Sadie, you're good. Yeah, Jada, I don't know Jada, if you were watching the video, it's not showing that you watched it. Or did you just log in? Because before I was looking at everybody had watched it. Now I see your name in, but you didn't watch it. All right, Ayana, you have to do your quiz. Journey, the quiz, and Kamara, you need to do your quiz questions. Those are blank. And I say that because we got 1 minute left to class. So please make sure those are done. Okay, I will refresh my page. Yes, Kamari, it does show you're done. So now I'm just waiting on Journey, Ayana, and Jada. I guess, Jada, you in good yet? All right, so if you finished your AP classroom, like I said, class time is up officially. You are free to go. Okay. That's what I thought because they put your name in the middle alphabetically, but where I saw everybody had done it before, now there's a blank next to your name. All right, so Jada, do your best. We got a long weekend. So do your best to pop in there and do those assignments that are there. So y'all enjoy your Monday off and see you Wednesday. All right, have a great one.